when we talk about microscopic tests, just now you mentioned, how do we know that it happened really? Is it muscle ache or what's the sensation or the feeling that I should feel?
So after you work out, right, you take some cell, you put under the microscope.
Yeah.
I think if I was going to the gym and I want to do the best I can, creatine probably wouldn't be the first thing I want to buy. I probably want to buy some.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Spilling the Tea with Halley. And today, we are tackling one of the hottest topics right now. Exercise and even supplements in the fitness world, creatine. So is it just hype or is it really necessary? Let's find out today. So with me today again is our in-house expert, Dr. Terence Tan, Medical Director at Halley Medical Aesthetics and Halley Body Slimming. And we also have a special guest today with us today, Daniel, Head Coach of BFT. Let's first talk about our favorite workout activity. Let's start with Dr. Tan. What's your usual exercise routine like?
I do like to play sports. Keeps it interesting. So tennis, golf. Also, of course, cardio is very important, and nothing beats going for a brisk walk or jog, pickleball. Everything.
You're into pickleball nowadays also?
No, not really. more tennis, but well, I think we can bring a lot of social. It's good to have exercise, but it's also good to have sustainability. So that includes a social element and also an interest element to it.
Right, nice. How long have you been doing this workout routine for?
I think since I was in secondary school. So last time in secondary school, I was quite a small boy, so I went to gym quite a lot. Yeah, just like Daniel over here. As you can see, I kind of like slacked off on that. Yeah. So I used to take some supplements, which we're going to talk about later on.
Yes.
Once I went into this craze, a lot of running. So like some of the staff go for marathons, half marathons. I kind of got a bit injured, and then,
And you exercise frequently every week?
Yeah, we try to. Yeah, I think life age is catching up and life is passing by. So yeah.
What about you, Daniel?
Me, I exercise since playing sports since young. So from longboarding, skateboarding, combat sports, and so on. So eventually, of course, I moved to performance, like trying to improve on specific sports, right? In training, expect on fitness components, and try to which area I can improve better on, so that I can perform better as an athlete. And also along the way, it kind of rubs on me being a coach and to teach others and to teach other athletes and for people from other backgrounds, like marathons, for high rocks, or from other sports also. Yeah, so that's how I got myself involved. So for training wise, I'm always proactive, but as you can see, I'm more leaning to the weight section. So yes, my cardio may not be as strong as doctor, but yeah, I do more bias on the strength training aspect. So I do strength training like 4 to 5 times a week. Or I try to do daily if I can.
Well, is there a reason why you move towards more strength?
Like I say, I was also small boy. Last time I get picked on, so in school. So yeah, I just like need me to be stronger, so people don't mess with me.
Right. No, I don't think anybody would dare to mess with you.
mentally.
Okay, when we talk about the weight loss and long-term weight loss, we also talk about the importance of muscles. We see a lot of social media trend that says that muscles is the way to go to maintain a lean and fit body itself. Is that true? Maybe
that's true. I mean, that's really proven by science. Yeah, when you have more muscle utilization of energy and the amount of energy that you use actually increases. Even when you're not doing anything at all, just breathing, lying down, doing absolutely nothing. So I think that's really the bedrock of metabolism, right? It's your basal metabolism, and that's highly determined by your muscle.
My terms, I like to use it. They call it better butter burner. So the butter burner. So it means like the more you exercise, the harder for you to put on weight and the easier for you to lose those calories. Yeah, I mean, it has these other benefits, like bone diseases is a way, you push it all the way. Yeah, so I agree with you, doctor. So, yep.
I think when we are doing strength training and also, right, there's also theories about exercising till exhaustion. Then the reps that count is those that after exhaustion. Is that true? Or should we go for set reps? Like let's say 3 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 20, then we hit that set and that's it. In terms of muscle building, which will be more effective in your opinion?
There's still a lot of debate going on about this.
Yes.
But for myself, I've never done till exhaustion. I've never done till failure. Maybe that was the old school mythological bodybuilding method, go hard or go home, no pain, no gain. To me, if you get something done, that's good, because every day your body is performing at different level. You're handling different level of stress and so on. So your rate of perceived of exertion means the more effort that it requires you to do differs every day also. Some days you feel stronger, some days you feel weaker. So for me, I feel that you might want to have some reserve. Not only that, because when you lead to training to exhaustion, it also means that you are bringing yourself closer to injuries. Means performing the exercise with mistakes, tipping over, because the more fatigued you are, the harder for you to move efficiently. I think training must have a really good purpose. And so if for me, you can give a 3 whys, you do 1 exercise, that would be good. Maybe I do this exercise because I want a stronger hamstring. I want to move better in my hinging motion, something like that. So if you get at least 3 whys in one specific exercise, it's a good reason for you to do that.
Nice.
So don't just exercise aimlessly for the sake of doing it.
But let's say your aim is really to build muscle, okay? Then you just have to remember 2 things. Number 1, how do you build muscle? So muscle is built by having this microscopic tears and injury to your muscle, and the body's repair process makes it bigger and better. Okay, so once you remember that, then whatever exercise you do, you can kind of remember. Second thing is, we might talk about that a little bit later on, is that not all muscles are the same. Some muscles are white, some muscles are red. There are these things called fast twitch and slow twitch fibers, and they're a little bit different. Yeah, so a marathon runner will have more of a slow twitch kind of fiber, which we are called red fibers, and white fibers are more of a fast twitch kind of fibers. So you do want to shock your body a little bit and get this microscopic test in the various different kinds of muscle groups, or rather get one you want to achieve. So you want to have a little bit more of a marathon runner kind of effect, more of a a muscle building effect, But I think having a mix of both would be good. So you do want to have some sustained low intensity, a bit of high intensity, but a little bit shorter, which is sustainability and interest. It's really no fun, maxing out 100% of the time, or pushing past max, such as dangerous.
So there are some people who does max intensity and they're just addicted to it. So to each and everyone is different, but yeah.
Okay, when we talk about microscopic tests, just now you mentioned, how do we know that it happened really? Is it muscle ache, or what's the sensation or the feeling that I should feel?
So after you work out, right, you take some cell, you put under the microscope. There is some sensation into it. It's called fatigue. Your movements will get slower usually compared to every repetition. The more you do, right? At fresh you start, you feel better, you move faster. As it goes on through the sets, and you notice, the fatigue starts coming in, the lactate start building up. You will feel a kind of pain that is kind of healthy pain.
So recently, I think creatine has been a buzzword and a trend also. So we also mentioned about building muscles, and a lot of effort and consistency with technology is also included. Is it true that we can up our muscle building game with supplements like creatine? Or is it really necessary to actually consume them?
Yeah, so I think scientific, maybe I'll start first. Yeah, so I think it's a naturally occurring amino acid, which is like a protein kind of derivative, found mainly in our muscles and also partly in our brain. It is partly consumed, partly produced in our liver and kidneys, and they serve a very important function in our muscle by storing energy through this phosphate or phosphorylation process. So I wouldn't talk about it too much, but it changes from creatine to phosphocreatine, and is able to donate the phosphate to ADP to form ATP. And this ATP is actually important inside our powerhouse of our cells called the mitochondria to produce energy. And it does this by converting back to ADP and releasing energy as a result, enabling your muscles, your brain to work.
It's like the fuel to your energy level. It's the starting beginning material to build your energy.
Yes and no. I think this is called non-oxidative phosphorylation. So it is good as a temporary store, but in the end, your energy must come from what you eat. And that's really independent of creatine. So what you eat, whether it's glucose or carbohydrates, proteins or fats, in the end, they all undergo a process of called oxidative phosphorylation, whereby energy is produced together with oxygen. That's why you need to breathe to form ATP. Yeah. And this creatine is actually just a temporary store within muscle, mainly for this short burst of energy expenditure.
Nice.
It also depends on what kind of sport they do. Yeah, likewise, it has its different purposes. Also, like doctor said earlier, like different muscle type, muscle group. So, if you are doing like a marathon, then I wouldn't recommend you. If you're doing for something long aerobic, then it's not meant for you. But if you do you're training like 3 to 4 times a week, you're making most out of your training days, and then I would recommend you. Your question to whether does it plays a part? Yes, because it's all tied down to 3 things: stimulus, recovery, and nutrition. So these 3 is very important to muscle growth. So
personally, have both of you tried creatine before?
I did try creatine when I was trying to test of strength also, so that I can give my clients more feedback about it. So the dosage that I took was, I think, 20 milligrams for the first week. Then I cut down a bit little. Then sustain about the same dose every single day, just to kickstart off into the body. I do feel slightly stronger. Yeah, definitely I do feel stronger. I feel I recover faster. There's a bit more volume in my body. Definitely. But then again, maybe I read too much about it, and maybe it could be a placebo effect also. but yes, I think while on it, on creatine, I felt stronger, definitely. Yeah, I recovered faster.
But I think there are tons of evidence that it works, especially for muscle building. I think if I was going to the gym and I wanted, and I'm pretty young, okay, and I want to do the best I can, creatine probably wouldn't be the first thing I want to buy. I probably want to buy some protein powder first. Yeah, all right, and invest in something which is more tangible. And then once we have, met the basics, building blocks of muscle, then we talk about these good to have factors, and then creatine comes in. And it's definitely a huge role. I think those the evidence is not so clear. One expert says yes, two experts say no. I probably wouldn't be taking for that. But I think if you're a performance athlete, especially if you're a short burst of exertion, I think creatine is just fine. But the other thing to be aware of is try to, if you have access to some medical information, medical care, you might want to speak to your doctor first, because if you have certain kidney medical conditions, it might not be suitable, because creatine is actually broken down to creatinine, and certain people with kidney problems cannot clear it too well. And it's also osmotically a little bit active, so you might have some water retention, and it's not good for people with kidney disease.
Are there other side effects that we are aware of at the moment?
There was some myth about hair loss and all that, but there's no proven evidence to say that it does cause. So there was a myth.
Not that well. I mean, Ray said what are the main concerns. I mean, generally quite a safe supplement. I mean, frankly speaking, if you have very bad kidney failure, you're probably not the person who's going to take creatine anyway.
True.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty safe. But I think with the caveat that not everybody's the same. Please consider your risk benefit and have some medical opinion before you really engage in big time creatine supplementation.
Are there any other supplements that you all recommend or you all have been taking consistently nowadays that is a must for?
I would say your multivitamins are the most important. A greater health give you greater recovery. You can take all the creatine and protein powder you want, but if you're quick to fall sick and your body can't function healthily, then there's no point to it. So I think for me, the best supplements that I always recommend my clients are those like multivites, fish oil, and all those.
Oh, doctor?
Yeah, okay, so that's very interesting, right? Remember we talked about, remember we said about strength training, and we also talked about cardio. So the equivalent of creatine for the cardio side would be maybe niacinamide based supplements. So the performance require oxidative phosphorylation, and that is a totally different process, right? So in this process, there are certain supplements which is similar in terms of logic in creatine, but for endurance athletes. Okay, so these include things which are niacinamide based, NAD plus, NMND, things which are derivatives of niacinamide or nicotinic acid. So apparently they would help increase or assist in this oxidative phosphorylation, giving rise to more ATP, which is sustainable in a long-term basis. So it's just interesting that, you have got this second tier supplements which are good for different athletes. So I think we are reaching a really exciting time whereby there are a lot of new developments of old supplements and a greater understanding of exercise science, exercise medicine, performance, and there's more to it than can't meet the eye. So yeah, very exciting times.
Yeah, I think it's also very confusing for consumers. So when I go to a store, a drugstore, and I look at the shelf, wow, so many. So many different colors, different brand, different functions also. When we talk about niacinamide also, those kind of things, nowadays they market it more for skin health, for collagen reboost and all also. So as a consumer, when you're going like, do I really need so many supplements? Is it necessary? Am I not consuming enough in my daily habits? Or is it recommended? So I don't know whether I'm taking too much or too little. Is there a guideline to that also?
There are things that are pretty safe. So we talk about niacinamide. So they are basically vitamin B kind of derivatives, and these are known to be kind of water soluble. So a lot of times you either pee it out, and or it goes away quite easily. As compared to certain other supplements, we talk about vitamins. So they are ADE and K, they are oil-based supplements, and sometimes they're not so easily excreted in the liver. So so there is good to take enough, but not good to take too much. So I think the easiest thing is just to take up the bottle and look at what's the RDA for it, okay? Yeah, which is the recommended day allowance. Try not to exceed it by too much.
All right.
Yeah, there's normally a buffer with the RDA in that most people are okay with 100%, and even if you go above 100% a little bit, it should be okay. But I think since there are just too many supplements around, just read the bottle. And if you're not sure, ask a doctor or a expert like Daniel, and then in general, you'll be okay.
So other than supplements, we also hear in the market there are some machines that can help us with building muscles too, like using technology from electromagnetic stimulation technologies. So for Dr. Tan, just using machines enough to help you with your goals? Because we see in the market there's like Tesla chair. It's like 1,000 squat equivalent for 30-minute sessions. Is that good enough for a normal average person?
yes, Tesla is a machine that helps with electromagnetics or does electromagnetic stimulation. It can be put in various places.
Yep.
You can put it on your thighs and then you get stimulation of thighs. It contracts through stimulation of what we call motor end plate, which is where your nerves connect to your muscle and you contract. And the theory behind it is that you can contract at a very fast pace. So Tesla is 160 hertz, which means that you can contract it 160 times a second, which is obviously not possible. You get things, guys? Yeah. So you tend to exercise your fast twitch fibers really well. But at the same time, there's limitations. You can't really exercise your slow twitch fibers. But I think there's quite a large body of evidence that it is useful for performance athletes on the highest level for these fast twitch fibers. And invariably, a lot of these high performance athletes do EMS treatment. In my clinic, it's a little bit more for rehab. It's a bit more for aesthetics, muscle building.
But Danny, did you try this before? EMS? Any EMS machine or
No, I don't.
contraptions?
I've never tried before. I'm sort of my field of expertise, but
Yeah.
I do heard, of these technologies getting involved into trainings in terms of professional athletes. I've seen some documents onto it. I believe every little details when you want to be a world-class athlete, like I say, every little details of this will really, really help you, even if it's just a slight margin to be better than the next athlete beside you.
Right.
Yeah.
So have you seen anybody in your clients, have they used it before?
I mean, I see the one at shopping center, the OC, they shake.
That one a bit different, right? That one is like real vibration.
No, but I've never seen it in life before. Yeah.
But you should try. I mean, it is a feeling you'll probably never forget.
I feel there's science behind it, definitely, because sideline, I'm a sports masseuse. So understanding the background of massaging someone, it has its benefits of muscle building, even though the person is just lying down there and we are doing the deep strokes and all that. So with technology moving, I think theoretically there's benefits into that.
Right. And maybe it's also because the EMS technology, you can place the applicator anywhere you want. There's certain muscles group that are a bit harder to reach also. Like you mentioned pelvic muscles. I don't even know how to train the pelvic muscle in the first place. So I think that might be useful for people who have issues strengthening certain small muscle groups also. Is that what you're
precisely. I think when I was in hospital, a lot of our nurses are trying to teach postpartum women, which are people who have just given birth, how to do pelvic strengthening exercises. There's a name for this called Kegels exercise. And you have to contract a certain muscle within within your pelvis. And some people just don't know how to do it. Yeah. And if you know how to do it, you can't get distracted. Someone talks to you and you stop exercising it. Yeah. You actually exercise without showing people. See, I'm actually doing Kegels exercise right now. Okay.
No. What are you doing?
Yeah. So it's easily distracted. Yeah. So EMS helps with that. EMS also helps with aesthetics. Yeah. I think that it helps strengthen the tummy, helps tighten the butt, arms, all over. I think it's.
Are there any side effects that we should be aware of?
Yeah, you might get a muscle ache the next day. Might not be a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's really about it. Yeah. I mean, I think what you're trying to get is that can you fatigue your muscle until it's so bad that you get this condition called rhabdomyolysis, which is a very life-threatening condition whereby your muscle really breaks down and releases myoglobin all over the place, and which is what is found inside the muscle and causes all kinds of problems, leading to ICU stays and stuff like that. Well, personally, I have not seen one. I really doubt if the EMS treatment will lead to such a big problem. We are talking more about athletes who really go 300, 400, 500% past what they're supposed to do, and that's really very rare. I think that I really don't see anything much. Maybe a little muscle aching the next day, which might not be a bad thing.
But is the frequency important? Like how often should you do such treatments?
Yeah. I think in terms of EMS, you can do it twice a week. I think that's probably optimal. If you have time, of course, less is okay. But probably not less than like once in a month for it to even make a difference. And why do you not also want to make it too frequent? Yeah. Because as you said, you want to cause minor microscopic tests on your muscle, and you need time for these microscopic tests to recover. So you keep on making more and more microscopic tests, and you don't give it enough time to recover. And that's where, in a very extrapolated manner, you get rhabdomyolysis, but in this case, you just don't build muscle as well.
Are there any new developments or are there anything technologies that is up and coming for muscle building or even for weight loss that you see in recent years?
Well, I think it is exciting times. Yeah. So I think in terms of muscle building, we talked about all these new supplements that are coming on board. What are these new exercise techniques and stuff? We talk about electromagnetic stimulation or Tesla. That become exciting times, but it's not within the context of this podcast. But there's this new weight loss injection pens which use certain natural hormone analogs which helps suppress appetite and help increase certain hormones within our body for weight loss and wellness. So I think this in terms of weight loss, technology is also improving.
And at the end of the day, I think we mentioned today the main topic here is all about balance. And then there's also difference in terms of performance as well as health also. So I think that's very important for our viewers to take note of and to bring back today. So it doesn't mean that you're exercising at best performance. It means you're healthy also. Yeah, it always needs to have a bit of balance there. Yeah. Any further advice to our audience today about exercise, muscle building and supplements in general?
Do what you can. Exercise is a way to improve your quality of life. Live with a purpose and do everything with a purpose. It should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, just in summary, don't forget what's the most important: healthy lifestyle, moderate amount of good food, plenty of good exercise in terms of cardiovascular. Then feed your muscles, your brain, and your heart with enough raw materials. Performance athletes, a little bit more carbs, moderate amount of proteins. Strength athletes, more proteins, moderate amount of carbs. And then from there, then think about the other things that are good to have: creatine, niacinamide, all the other supplements which are a little bit less cost effective. And then once you're up there, engage a personal trainer like Daniel, a professional, to advise you along the way. If you're not sure, engage the help of a doctor, especially a sports doctor who knows everything about performance. And then, this is a pyramid. This is a fitness pyramid. There's a healthy lifestyle pyramid that you should adhere to.
Right. So actually resting is also part of a muscle building process.
That's the best part of the muscle building process.
What would you recommend to a normal client? Let's say my fitness level, about moderately obese, haven't been exercising.
So we take gradually. It could be very something simple as try to go for so maybe I give him 4 exercises or 3. I see where he's managing at, and then maybe ask him to go for 2 walks of 20-minute walk and see how he's coping with that. And we monitor from there and then progressively increase and see what is manageable for them. With also the scheduling, whatever they have.
So every single exercise, if I can sing, you increase a lot.
Yes, probably. You go faster.
Not moderate.